welcome back to the Blue Chairs channel, and I'm here basically talking about Turok and my favorite Turoks and a little bit of the history or the lore of Turok and where I want to see this new Turok that's coming out. Where I want to see that go, what I want them to do. Do I think they're gonna do any of it? Maybe not. I don't have high hopes for video games anymore. I just hope that the game is good in other ways, maybe other than the story or lure or whatever. I just hope the gameplay is good. Hopefully everything's good. Hopefully just see some elements of Turok, which, you know what I'm saying? I just don't have high hopes for games because the game could be completely trash, like a lot of games are nowadays. A copy of a copy or trash. And I feel like it may be on the verge of that, but I'm just hoping for it to be better. You know what I'm saying? But either way it goes, I just want to see, you know, how this is going to go, because we haven't had a Turok game for a true Turok game in like a very long time. So I'm going to talk about my favorite Turoks first and, you know, what I like about them. And then I'm going to talk about what I want for this new Turok. So the first one we're going to talk about is Turok 3. This is my least favorite Turok out of the franchise. Of course, we don't know what the new ones bring, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be better than this one. I'm going to start off with the gameplay. The gameplay is the same as it is with the other two games, but the story, it kind of goes over the place. It doesn't go all over the place. It's just kind of like, I didn't want to keep up because it was irrelevant due to the fact that, a little bit about the Turok history or whatever, you know, that's somewhat canon. It's so much stuff because, you know, there's comic books and there's fucking little TV shows. So, you know, I don't really know what the story is, but I do know one part of the story, I guess a main part. Not consistent a main part, but the Primordial was the one that created the Lost World by accident and tried to either fix his wrongs or something like that. Primordial wasn't bad. He just wanted to fix what he fucked up, and he ended up getting fucked up, basically. And see, the second one that we're going to talk about goes over that and explains a lot of factions, because this is a lost world. It's not just about dinosaurs, but the dinosaurs are like obviously the prime or whatever. But Turok 3, it basically, we're exploring the Oblivion faction, I guess. And I mean, that's nice, but Oblivion was not as strong or as relevant as the Primordial. It's like they made Oblivion seem like he was like, this could have been Turok 2, or this could have been a DLC to Turok 2, and then Turok 3 could have been something else dealing with the Primordial again. But they just decided to focus on Oblivion, and at first you would think the story would be cool, but then they just kind of like, and they do go back to the first level of the first game, but it just doesn't hit at all. Like, I feel like they definitely missed the mark with this, and then they did do a whole bunch of mishmashing, and it was a whole bunch of just shit like that I didn't care about. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like this could have been, for obviously at the time that it came out, it could have been DLC after 2 or for Turok 2, and the Turok 3 could have been even bigger than the first two. But I don't know, they explored Oblivion and Joseph Fireseed, and that was good, but then the story, I don't know, and then so much other stuff that we didn't know before popped up. But granted, that's the Turok theme, a lot of stuff going on in this world. But I feel like Turok 2, which we're going to get on, kind of explained Turok 1 a little bit, and then explained prior Turoks somewhat, kinda. So I don't know, but yeah, Turok 3 not that good. I don't hate it. I like Danielle, and who plays as the little brother. Like, the little brother was irrelevant. Like, honestly, he was literally irrelevant. I don't even think he had any cutscenes that made it looked like he was an add-on. He wasn't originally there. So yeah, because the way he popped in at the beginning and then was just there, I don't know. But I guess they had to give you an option of to play as a boy or a girl or whatever the case may be, but Danielle's really the only one that needs to be played. So I don't know, it just wasn't that good, but still love it. Well, yeah, still love it, but it wasn't that good. So then we get to my the next would be Turok 2. Now, Turok 2, honestly, I love it due to the fact that I finished most of it by myself. Because usually with these video games, I consider myself a secondary gamer or a backseat gamer. But then, of course, I've had my fair share of, killing these games or whatever the case may be. But, I feel like Turok 2 explained the weird world of Turok, the game versions versus like the comic books and stuff like that. But it explained the world better. It gave factions, names, small, quick little lore and history, and how they all had their own slots, but they all were related. The story went back to the primordial and was related to the primordial. I feel that Turok 2, honestly, I mean, I'll put it right here due to the fact that it is very annoying and very tedious, and there's a lot that you can miss with all the Turok games, but especially 2. I had to go back and I had fought, actually, I believe I fought Oblivion on 2, but he was like a mini boss, a secret boss. That's why I said Turok 3, making him a main boss, it kind of didn't do anything. Because he was one of the factions of the Primordial, so I feel like we just kind of, I don't know. It's just like, but I mean, there were so many bosses in it that I had to go back and look at, and I'm just seeing like, oh crap, the alien boss and like all these bosses and shit that I did not see before, and I'm just like, that's what I like. Because you can go through the whole game and complete the whole game without finding, and then usually secrets are maybe a secret weapon or a secret, little place where you get a whole bunch of coins or something. But no, like, it'll be full ass bosses. And the thing is with Turok 2, you have a select number of tasks to do. You mainly have to get, I believe it was the shards to get to the primordial. That's the main thing that you have to get. You don't really have to do the rest of the tasks, but it gives you other stuff to do, which then opens up secret portals to do secret missions and stuff like that. It's like, as long as you can do so much, and it's crazy because you can beat the whole game with barely finishing all the tasks. But the other task is to give you some more to do so you won't be bored running around the map, not knowing what the fuck to do or whatever the case may be. And then you got Adon, I think that's her name, and her explaining everything to you and just how it connects and how you. I feel like this was the game where we got an understanding of the world and how it was. I feel like that's where the understanding came from, because we did not understand shit else. But I feel like Turok 2 is where we got to the understanding of why this world is here, how it got here, and then you can create whatever other story you want from those factions, because it's like a whole world in itself. But Primordial is the one that created it, but the rest of it, you can create a whole different thing, which I guess that's what they were doing with Oblivion. But I feel like, I don't know, he was just one of the many factions. I don't know. I feel like that should be DLC, not a main game type of thing. But I guess we'll talk about that when we talk about some of the other titles. So I don't know, but either way it goes, 2 was really, really good. I really do love 2. It's annoying, it's tedious, you will miss a lot, and it would get on your nerves. You would have to stop, especially the Lair of the Blind Ones. When I tell you that is the most annoying map, and don't get me started on the maps, but that is the most annoying map there is. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that level. I hate that level. I hate that level. But the next level, the alien level, it's like overwhelming, but it's not that bad. So honestly, I don't know. I love how it explains. It gives you the lore and explains what the fuck we're playing. You know. So next up is Turok 2008. I don't know what it's called, but it was called Turok, but it came out 2008, and literally when you search it in the search bar, it's Turok 2008. Honestly, this one's not even about the story because I don't remember the story. I just know that it was the Native American. His name was Turok, which that's wrong, but it's mainly about the dinosaurs. I think this one had the most dinosaurs, I believe, and it was mainly about the dinosaurs. It was very Call of Duty-ish, very Gears of War-ish, but I just like it for the dinosaurs, specifically Mama Scarface, because she was like, at this time in video game, like, for me and my brother, she was like the biggest T-Rex or whatever from what we were seeing. So I don't know, it's just, this was all about the dinosaurs. Story, nothing. I just wish they would have done something with this. Like, they could have done so much with so much shit, but whatever. But at the end of the day, like, this one right here is only meant for the dinosaurs, and because it has the most dinosaurs, and they're Velociraptors or Deinonychus or whatever the fuck, they're really good. Those are some of the best raptors in gaming. And I just liked the dinosaurs. That was what it was all about, the dinosaurs. So I don't really have nothing else, and that's why it ranks it up so high. Rank it up so high, but I'm just saying, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, no story. Story was, I mean, I say no story, but it was a main boss. Nobody cares about that shit. Honestly, y'all, like, I can't tell you the story. I don't care. Didn't play it for the story. Story didn't make sense. It was just very Gears of War, Call of Duty-ish. It don't matter. It was just mainly about the dinosaurs and how they had some of the best dinosaurs. Period, point blank. Some of the best. So that's why this gets put up so high. But there's really nothing to talk about because the story ain't really nothing, because I don't care about the story. It's just these damn dinosaurs. That's where it's at. And Mama Scarface is one of my favorite, I guess you could say, video game T-Rexes. So now we get to the very first Turok. Turok Dinosaur Hunter, 1997, I believe. The thing that started it all. Look, this Turok was amazing. It's definitely an amazing starter and everything like that. It definitely was a game where people were just was trying to have fun, because I'm gonna tell you, spoiler alert, we just jumped right into the game. There was no nothing. It was jump in, shoot, use bow and arrows, fight people that come out the fog. Like, that's all that this game was, and that's all it needed to be. Granted, I would like to have known why the campaigner was the last boss, because yeah, we just kind of ran into bosses, from Thunder to, you know, the Mantis to other bosses. There's some secret bosses too that I didn't even know about, or secret places. Once again, this is what Turok is known for. But it takes a lot to get over there. And honestly, like, one is good the way it is, because then two explains it, and then I think they start fucking up until we get to, you know, the main one on this list. But, and hopefully Origins will kind of cohesively put things together. But we'll talk about that. But I'm just saying, like, as far as one, it did everything it needed to do right for the first game to open up to us to this world. I mean, besides give us explanations of why we're doing what we're doing, but that was okay, because we just went in, guns blazing, killing shit. It didn't matter. I love the first one, and I love the boss fight, Thunder. I always love Thunder. I love his roar. I love that is like a robo dinosaur. I just love it all. Granted, we don't have any clue, and it takes us a while to get to where we're going, but at the end of the day, like, it shows us all these different, it's just, it's amazing. It's amazing. So the first one definitely gets an A. Um, yeah, honestly and truthfully, like, it had a few dinosaurs in there, and it really focused on the not mechanical, but machine dinosaurs aspect of it all that the other Toroks somewhat but kind of didn't do. So, kudos to the first one. The first one opened up a whole world. You had the Slegs, you had aliens, you had all of it. It just opened up the doors for everything else to fall through. And now for the main course meal. Turok Evolution. This game right here is extremely nostalgic, janky, rushed, beautiful, sexy, amazing, and it just takes. This is my favorite by far of the series. Seeing whether this new one's coming in, but it's just Turok Evolution was the start for me and my brother, but also it's just, I love it. I love it. Of course, there was a lot of stuff that could have been better, of course. All this, that, and the other. However, for what we got, it was janky. It was a rushed, janky mess, but in the best way. And if they would have done everything else they would have done, it would have been a masterpiece. Better than Jurassic Park Operation Genesis that came out, I think, a year prior or the same year or a year after or something like that. I'm just saying, like, Turok Evolution, like, is amazing, and you see so many different things, like they had multiplayer, even though it was fucked up. They had multiplayer. It was just so much shit that you can get out of this game, but it's just, and then also it makes you look at the lore of it, because you have all these temples and stuff, and it's a whole different world in the Turok universe. And I'm just so glad that this was my first one, because technically this is the first as far as the timeline. This is the first one. I'm so glad that we got this one first so we can then look at everything else. So I don't know, I don't even have much to say. I just feel like if you have not played Turok Evolution, you need to have played it back then when the PS2 and 3 were a thing, to get that real nostalgic feeling. But at the end of the day, play it now, and it's amazing. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Besides, it was so much stuff in there, but I'm just happy that we got what we got, and I'm not mad at all. It's an amazing, beautiful game. I think it had the second most amount of dinosaurs. It's just, it makes you just want to remake this one, obviously, and put everything that they didn't have the time or the money to put into it. Like, that's what honestly Turok Origins should be. But I get wanting to do a whole new game, but I don't know how this gonna work, but we'll talk about that. Just, I want you guys to know that this shit is the shit. It's going to be my number one, and hell, it still may be my number one. We'll see. But for right now, and it's been had this spot for a long time when it comes to the Turok franchise. For me, Turok Evolution is always going to be my number one. But we'll see if that changes. I don't think it will, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. This is where we first met Talset. We had a whole bunch of bosses or people, allies, enemies, fucking, the Slegs. This is where we first get introduced to we got me when I got introduced to the Slegs, but to see that they were in the older other games, it just shows like they at least stay consistent with some of the factions. So I don't know, but I just love this, and that's all I gotta say. This one is the best one by far. Alright, so now we're here with the Turok Origins. Like I said, Turok Origins. I'm hoping that the game will be good, but I have just gotten to the point of not giving a fuck if a game is good or not. I want it to be good, but I feel like it might be closer related to Horizon Zero Dawn as far as gameplay, which I'm perfectly fine with. I just hope that the story is. I hope that this is a more so fan-based game, even though I don't feel like it's gonna be. I feel like the developers are trying to mix fan-based game, and also like a new type of deal. I feel like they might fuck up the story because Torok's story has always been fucked up. I just hope that they keep key points, key things from each game, so it can at least look and seem like a cohesive, except for 2008. 2008, that's just keep the dinosaurs. Other than that, 2008 kind of fucked it up. It was already fucked up, bro. But you know what I'm saying. It's just I don't have high hopes for the game. I'm gonna get the game anyway, even if it's trash. But yeah, I just hope that it doesn't get delayed. I hope it doesn't get canceled. I hope it just comes on out. It's a full nice game. Hopefully the story gets somewhat cohesive, and then, or it might have a whole new story, even though it's origins of the Turok land. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they bring the primordial story. Hopefully they're taking that route. Hopefully they are able to connect evolution, the first one and the second one and the third one together. Fuck 8 and fuck that one that came out in 2019, that little baby game. So I just want to see where it goes. Honestly, it looks amazing, it looks good. I'm still gonna probably get it, so you guys are probably still gonna see gameplay of it. So you know, it is what it is. So and I'll refer back to this video. But yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to it. We'll just see what it does. It looks great, and I'm glad to see Tall Set, or somewhat, or just I'm glad to see Turok itself back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, that was my kind of thing or ranking or whatever of Turok, the Turok series. I make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.